Space Cadets? It's your girl, NovaBlaStarr, and I'm back with StoryTeller. Now, you guys have been showing some love towards StoryTeller. I don't know if it's my storytelling skills that got y'all kind of perplexed, or if you just like the game. Hey, I'm cool with either, for real. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pick up where we left off at, and let's just enjoy this for what it is. I'm enjoying it. Sheesh, y'all been showing me some love. Y'all gonna have me over here big-headed. I'm gonna try not to, girl, but I can't help myself. Let's jump right into it. So the last chapter we did 1 through 5. So today we're gonna do 6 through, how you count again? 10. There we go. So let's go ahead and jump into the next chapter. Is the manor. Sounds spoopy. I'm ready. Okay, so murder is the first part of this. Butler rampage. Okay, we have the ballroom. We have gun. Oh. Is that not a rampage? Dang, either way it goes, it's bad. You know what? Can we do this? Like, and then... Oh. And then she does it to him. And then that's what he... She more of a beer person. He like cocktails. Oh, that's irritating. Dang, either way he gonna kill. Do we do this? Oh, all right, because I knew he had to kill both of them, but I wasn't sure. Okay, so story time. So the butler, sick and tired of these long hours at the castle. He only supposed to be working 8 days out of the 7-day week, but they keep having him stay over, and then they don't want to pay him overtime. So he's sick of it. So he grabbed the ta-ta-ta, and he shoots his masters. First the king, because the duke, because forget him, and then the duchess, because why not? Okay, so I learned that you don't have to go all the way back. You could just press that, but we gonna keep going back to front, because I kind of like that. So next is weapons. Duke feels relief. So what? He sees his gun. What? He thinks that the okay. So he sees his gun. He like, oh, prized possession. I go hunting, yada yada. He leaves. The butler comes, picks up the gun. He's like, you know what? These long hours got the gray coming in, because it used to be all blue. Now it's gray. There's a little gray coming in. He like, these people got me gray. I gotta murder them. Dude come back. See the gun is missing. No. Wait. But the butler puts it back. Okay, hold on. There we go. So yeah, he like, hey, I'm about to murder these people. This is the last time they're gonna take advantage of me. He takes the gun. The Duke says, oh snap, the gun is missing. Obviously somebody trying to kill me. And then you know what? He said, you know what? I could just quit. I don't even gotta murder these people. I'm just gonna quit tonight after my shift. I just need to work the rest of this hours. I'm gonna get up out of here. He puts the gun back. And then yeah, the Duke feels relief, because they was like, whoever was trying to kill me changed their mind. Thank goodness. Okay, so fingerprints. Detective arrests murderer. Okay, so we have a detective, the Duke, and the Butler. Ooh. So we have a ballroom. Hold on. So first we have to peep that the gun is missing, right? The Butler, sick and tired of being sick and tired. We already know his story. Too many long hours. He's sick and tired of it. Let's say dude peeps that his gun is missing. So he like, hey, I know somebody trying to kill me. That's when he calls the investigator. No, I did this wrong. Boom. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. This is a brain teaser right here. So we know that the Butler has to get the gun in order to kill, what's the name? The Duke. But how does the detective play in all this? He has to peep that, obviously, what's the name got murdered. But if we put the detective in the room with the Butler, he just stares at him like, like he thinking. He know it's him, but he can't prove it. Oh, I'm so smart, bro. I just did that. Oh, so he found it with the fingerprints. I didn't realize that's what he could do. Okay, so let's tell the story. Boo, 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 boo. So we already know overwork, over them. He murdered his boss because, like, bruh, $10 an hour to take care of my wife and kids? You got me messed up. And now the detective is like, okay, he already know it's a murder. He on the scene, you know, he got called up. He just doing his job. You know, he get paid because the state pay him. Anyway, so he looking, he like, oh, snap, the gun is missing, right? But we know the gun was used to murder dude. So what's really good? But then the Butler messed up because he put the murder weapon back. And that's when the detective found the murder weapon. Looked at the prints on the weapon, got them sent to wherever, you know, how they be doing on them car shows, send that over to woo to match up the prints. He did that, came back next day, arrested my man for murder. Bet. Decent. That's why it's called fingerprints. That was a clue to, I'm so slow, y'all. Innocence. Detective arrests innocence. Ooh. How does this work? Detective arrests innocence. Oh, I see how this gonna go. Okay, I think I got it figured out. So, you know, sick and tired of being sick and tired. He get the gun. He comes back. He shoots the Duchess. Cause forget her. You gonna stop asking me for a martini, and then when I come back, you ask me for something else. That's not how this works. He goes, put the guns back. But you know, he ain't got nothing better to do. He touching it. He like, hey, this is my favorite gun. Let me just caress it real quick. And then he accidentally gets, oh wait. Maybe this is unnecessary. Got him. Nice. So we was putting too many panels. We was trying to make this a manga when it's really just a web comic. Okay, so yeah. So, or a news comic, I should say. So yeah, he like, you know what? I'm tired, sick and tired, being sick and tired. You already know how tired he is. Tired as a dog, tired. Comes, shoots the Duchess, puts the gun back. But he know that the Duke like to touch his, come and admire his gun all the time. So he know he not gonna get caught. Because the Duke come right up behind him after committing the murder and touch on the gun like, oh, my gun is so lovely. Let me just take a look. Just a little look at it. Let me touch it. And then the detective getting the call about the murder came, found the gun, checked for prints, found the prints from the Duke on there, and made an innocent arrest like an idiot. Another innocent man goes to jail. Every time. All right, now we on chapter 7, and this one is rivals. So let's get to it. 4 deaths. So we need deaths back to back to back. We have a knight and the baron. So we have the cliff. We know what goes on at the cliff. We know what happens at the cliff. Obviously, the baron is always the bad guy in these. You know what? We might be able to scare him, the baron, off. Yeah, so that's one. So they're just gonna repeat this process pretty much. All right, he comes back, and he comes back to the lake for some reason. And he comes back, and then, you know, the cliff. He comes back to the cliff for some reason. And it's a never-ending cycle. So the baron, you know, he want everything to himself. He greedy. He see the knight. He like, hey man, we don't need no extra people around here making it tougher for me. So I'm gonna just get rid of you. The knight, you know, he not really built to be a knight, but you know, he a knight. He trying his best. So he like, bro, you ain't even have to kill me. All you have to say is like, give me a couple of pieces of go. I would get up out of here. You probably didn't even need to do that. So then he was just mad that he killed them, like, for no reason. So repeated cycle, boy. Repeated cycle. So rescue. Okay. The Queen Marries. Is she gonna marry the knight? Oh. She don't want to marry either one of them. Okay, so the queen loves herself. Oh, I understand. I get you. So she needs somebody to kidnap her and then save her. The knight saves her. She lets him know it was the baron. And let me guess, they get married after that? Yay! Okay, so the baron like, bro, you don't want to marry me? I'm trying to be king in this mug, and you don't want to marry me? Then if you ain't gonna marry me, I'm gonna kidnap you. Because for some reason, kidnapping the queen equal him becoming king or something like that, or something along those lines. The knight finds her. It's like, who did this to you? She like, the baron, but like, you rescue me. That's kind of like sexy or whatever. So then she ends up marrying him instead, the knight, because he was so brave, like super brave. Okay, let's go to the next one. Everyone sits on the throne. Whew, this might be tough. So we know the queen is on the throne right now. We know the Baron hates the Queen. So then I guess that makes the Baron the king. But the Baron gets kicked off. And now the knight has to take the throne. Which he didn't want to do in the first place. We did it with one panel to save. So the Queen was always in charge. But you know, Baron want everything. He greedy. Killed the Queen. Petty. Well, I don't know what she was doing on the cliff by herself with no guards. I don't know what the knight was doing. But, you know, because of that, somehow, like I said, Queen dies equals Baron being king. Queen, you know, for some reason people think coming back to the same place you murdered a person is always a good idea. The ghost came back, scared the crap out of him. Neither one of them showed up, so the knight had to become the king at that point. Suitor. Okay. The Queen marries. So the Queen marries, but the knight isn't here. It's just the Baron. Disguise. Ooh. So the Queen obviously don't love anybody but herself. She's like, look, self-love, baby. I don't need nobody to rule this castle. So the Baron's like, man, so the Baron's like, hey, I gotta find a way to make this girl mine. So he disguises himself and kidnaps the Queen. Right? She's like, oh, snap, boo boo. And now the Baron, he has to take off the disguise. Now the Baron's like, okay, that's over and done with. And now he comes to save the Queen. The Queen is in love with him because he saved him from the dragon. Fooled the Queen into marrying him. That's disgusting. Oh my gosh. That's disgusting. A fearsome dragon. The Queen marries a fearsome dragon. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I heard the sound, but I wasn't sure if it went through. I didn't see all that glistening and stuff. Okay, so boom. He was like, hey girl, you're not gonna marry me, that's cool. I'm gonna kidnap you. Then dress up as a dragon. The dragon's gonna save you. And now she's married to a dragon. Little did she know her kidnapper is a dragon. That's crazy. Alright, chapter 7 over. Chapter 8, secrets. Red-handed. The butler, the duke, and the detective are back. Detective arrests murderer. Witness, ballroom, and gun. So witness is new. It looks like little eyeballs. So let's see. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Okay. So we know the butler is sick and tired of being sick and tired. The detective, I figured it was the painting. It looked like the painting. Okay. So the duke, he witnessed it and then arrest him. Yeah, boy. So we know his story. Sick and tired being sick and tired. The detective was already investigating this family because they do some real shady stuff. As you know, they making people work long hours without paying them they full hours for working, and they ain't giving them no overtime, but making them stay way past their 8-hour shift. So he was already investigating the family. He just needed proof to prove that they was doing wrong, but it was taking too long, and the butler killed the duke. He got his own type of justice, but the detective had to arrest him because he was a murderer. Theft. Butler gets fired. Okay. The butler steals the gun. The Duke is behind the wall. The butler is seen with the gun. He puts the gun back so he doesn't murder him. And the butler is back there. Yep, and he finally gets fired. Well, you know, like I said, he been plotting on the Duke and the Duchess for a long time, murdering these people because they treat him like dirt. And you know, he was thinking about killing them, but you know what? He changed his mind. He's done this a number of times at his job. Considered it, picked up the gun, put it back. He's done this forever. And the one time, you know, the Duke was getting a little confused because he would see his gun on display, but it wouldn't be on display the way he left it. You know, it was a little weird. So one day he cut eyeball holes in the painting and said, you know, I'm gonna watch and see what I can find. Found out the dude, the butler's been playing around, and because of that, he got fired. Revenge. Spouse gets what is that? Vengeance. Oh, I think I know how this goes. Ooh, the wrong person. Yep. Yep. Alrighty. So this is pretty simple. You know, he wanted to get revenge on them for the longest. And especially the Duke. So he went to you know, to kill that man. And to be honest, the Duchess had been suspecting her husband of having an affair. So she just wanted to see if he was with another lady. He didn't even know. She didn't even know all this other crazy stuff was about to go down. So she peeping through the stuff, and she witnessed her husband get shot by the butler, you know? And she's like, hey, that's my husband. The only person who allowed to kill him is me. So she waits for him to put the gun back, goes get the gun, and murders the man. Girl, she a baddie, and she know it. Report. Duchess get Butler arrested. I feel like it follows the same type of order. No. I mean, it's not a crime to wave a gun around, I don't think. I think she literally has to see this man murder her husband again. Yeah, because we don't want them problems. Alrighty. Did it. So, let's see. So, he picks up the gun, plans to murder them. She checking out for affairs. She see her husband get murdered. And instead of actually killing the man, she was like, you know what? I'm going to just call it, because I got to make sure my fortune is taken care of at that point. So, she calls the detective to let him know what's going on. Like, hey, my husband's been murdered by our butler. I saw it. I witnessed it. He puts the gun back. He gets him. Now we have to do it, but the Duke isn't home. So the Duke isn't there to get murdered. Something is not right. Okay, so I don't know if I can figure this one out. This one is pretty hard. I'm really giving it, I know these panels are definite. She has to tell them. And then I don't know how else to get the the detective to arrest the butler, though. Oh, man. Because he won't shoot the detective. So what else needs to happen? Because even if he does confront him, he's like, where's the gun? But he's just like, you know? So I don't even know what else there would be to do at that point. No? Okay, I think we might need to come back to this one after I think a little bit more. But we got the main one at least. Chapter 8. Let's do chapter 9. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to peel me an orange because I'm super hungry. Alright, so chapter 9 is Justice. Alright, let's get it. I don't know about this one either, y'all. Let's see. Give me a second for a minute. Woo! It took me so long to figure that out. So I was saying the word wrong. It's called superer. And a superer is someone who takes a throne or takes over a kingdom by force. So I literally had to figure all this out off camera while I got some more oranges and stuff. So here's the whole story from the jump. He is like, I want to be king of this fine country she's ruling. So of course he kidnaps the queen, becomes king, but the knight is like, hey man, I know this man is out here doing stuff he's not supposed to be doing. I knew he took you and I came to find you and free you. And then what he does is he finds a way to trap the baron. He's like, hey, you know, the queen, I saw the queen the other day and she just was out walking around type like stuff. So he went to go and check the trap And when he was inside the trap, dude lifted him up. That's the only way I could think of that he would be able to get this dude in the trap. She took her rightful place on the throne, and then as soon as she did, she executed dude like that. Oh. Usurper dies by the hands of the knight. Okay, so instead of this occurring, she's executed instead. And then he does that. Oh. Boom! That's how it's done. So instead of him just kidnapping her and everything, he kills her right after, because I mean, if you're gonna be a tyrant, might as well be a tyrant 100% of the time. He kills her. He's mad that he killed the queen. She was benevolent, you know, she was a good person. She just loved herself before she loved anybody else. So he locked her up, became king, and killed them on behalf of the queen. Forgiven. Knight loses his head. Ooh, this one is a hard one. So the queen died, making it so that the knight will have to take the throne. The queen is meant to rule for all eternity, so she is revived. She kidnaps the knight because he took her place on the throne, even though he didn't even want the job, real talk. She takes her rightful place back on the throne, and then she executes him for even having the audacity to sit on her throne. And it's so crazy because he loved his queen, and he never thought that would happen to him. He's dedicated to the cause. Amnesia. The execution. The execution. Whew. Ooh, I think I get it. You know she loved herself, bro. She too in love with herself to marry anybody. So he kidnaps her. While she's kidnapped, she gets amnesia. That's when he lets her down. And then they get married, right? And then he has her executed. Wow. Wow. He ain't right. So he locked her up, tortured her until she got amnesia. And then when he finally was able to get her to think the way that he wanted, he let her go just so they can get married, and he kills her. The poor queen. Now it's the Baron. It's all up to the Baron. Yep. Because he's an idiot. That's what he gets. Okay, so he like, hey, I'm gonna get this queen to get herself to me. I'm gonna trap her. But see, amnesia, he got amnesia because Alzheimer's. runs in his family. It's the second generation. It gives every other generation. He just happened to be that one. And they freaking, he got it, and he's thinking, oh, she got the crown. You know, when he comes to here, remember this was his whole scheme. So he came back, he was like, oh, she got the crown. She gonna be so happy I just released her. She played along because she's smart like that. And as soon as she got the chance, she got that man killed. His neck is disconnected from the entire rest of his body. This misfortune. Queen suffers 4 tragedies. 4 tragedies. Sheesh. Well, we know the first one. Her getting trapped by the Baron is first tragedy. She gets her crown stolen. That has to be like the second tragedy. Of course, the knight comes, saves her, right? But the Baron gets him executed and then executes the queen. 1 tragedy, 2 tragedy, 3 tragedy, 4. I would feel like that's 4 tragedies right there. Hold on a second. I feel like getting kidnapped has to be one of the tragedies. When he becomes king, that has to be like a second one. Then he makes her marry him or something? Oh. Oh, okay. That one, I be having to get concentrated. So the story is, Baron wants to be king so bad, kidnap the queen. Queen is suffering in the dungeon while this man is over here getting crowned. The knight, who loves and serves his country, came to save the queen. She tells them it's the Baron, but he's already king. They don't want nothing else to do with him. They found each other. They fell in love. They realized they don't want to be apart. The Baron found out that the queen escaped and pretty much fell in love with the knight. The knight been captured and executed on command of the king, the new king. And you know what? He was like, I could do one better. I didn't like the queen in the first place. How dare you find happiness? And executed her as well. That's insane, bro. All right, our last chapter of the day is the king. Okay. Ooh, toxic love affair. I love a toxic love affair, baby. Okay. Oh, that's hilarious. So I didn't even think that the queen had a king that she was with, but pretty much king, queen always madly in love. They're getting up in age and they can't stand each other. Everything they do irritates each other. But they're also old and they have old timers. So they always forget that they fight. And then they're back in love. And then they forget how much they hate each other. So they're back at each other's throats. The cycle of love, my boy. All right. Double execution. Ooh. A fair execution. Of course, as the queen has the power to execute, right? So the queen's like, give me her head. But the king is in charge. So yeah, where's the king take revenge? Yep, pretty much. And that's how it goes, boy. That's how it goes. Promotion. We got one in one go. That's dope. Rags to royalty. So he likes both of these girls. So you know what the queen gotta do. She gotta kidnap this girl who's coming in between her and her man. She should know better. She should know better to be flipping around with no royalty. Then the king finds her. And of course, do we have to kidnap her? Do the queen have to be kidnapped? I guess. Oh, I guess she does have to be killed. That's crazy. That's crazy. You kill your own wife over an affair, my boy, that you started, obviously. That's messed up. That's messed up. So since it's a new character, we need a new story. So we already know the king and queen have been together for a long time, ruling over this country. But the king, even though I think depending on what year and what kind of kingdom it is, I think kings are allowed to have multiple wives. But let's be honest, when you the queen, you the only one who want to be queen of that castle. So he was kind of like, met this peasant girl. She was really sweet, kind of remind her of somebody, but with a cuter nose, you know. So the queen wasn't having it. She was like, look, only I can please my man, and I don't need you around getting in the way of me and him. So the king found out, though, because obviously the girl went missing. So now I need to know what's going on. Kind of found out, she told her, like, hey, the queen put me up here. So he had the queen executed for going behind his back and messing up his potential second wife situation. Then he married her and she became royalty. Crazy. That's crazy. Okay, here's our last one. Baron rules alone. And look at all of these. Oh, I did that wrong. I totally messed that up. The Baron is like literally like crazy. The Baron is crazy. All right, so we already know how greedy the Baron is. The Baron sees that the king and queen are so deeply in love, so he puts this plot into motion where he knows that even though it's the long con, he gonna make it work. So he knows about the affair that the king is having with the maid, so he gets rid of his wife because he knows as soon as his wife is out the way, he's gonna marry that maid. And that maid is gonna be with the king. He's like, okay, now all I got to do, because I know the maid is weak-minded, is I have to also become a person show interest in the maid and get rid of the king. So of course he starts becoming friends with the maid. You know, every now and then they'll see each other. He'll flatter her. She'll laugh. You know, blah blah blah. And now he was like, this is the perfect time to get rid of the king. And then I'm going to snuggle up real close to the maid, show her how much I support her. And I know she's going to fall for the con and marry me. And that makes me royalty. And now all I got to do is kill her and I'll rule alone. This game got the tea, sis. Like, do you see it? It's juicy. Okay, so that's the end of this playthrough. We're gonna go ahead and continue in the next one. We're gonna do another 5 chapters. I know I did not finish the extra one on this one. Maybe we'll do that one on the next one, because I ain't gonna fake, that one stumped me, the report. So we will be back to do another 5 chapters in the next playthrough. If you guys like this video, please like, share, subscribe, babes, and I will see you Space Cadets in the next video. Bye.
Darling,